Hello everyone, it's Thumper the Rabid. I have a user request today from Ali Sikandar on YouTube asking how to set up a string of lights, like you see here, to work on not one, but two switches, because he's got one at his entrance, and he's got one in another room in the base, and he wants to be able to use either switch for turning on the string of lights. So I'm going to show you three ways to do this. The inefficient and easy way, the efficient and basic way that used to be common, and then a new way that is a whole lot cooler, smarter, and more convenient now that we have a toggle input on the memory cell. So first, let me show you the stupid way to do this. I don't know why I'm showing you the stupid way to do this, just deal with. So, two switches, you need both of them to turn on the lights. Stupidest way to do this is just grab an OR switch, put it up here, run your two switches into the OR switch, run the OR switch to your lights, and then provide power to both of these switches. Now, the reason why this is stupid is it's really inefficient. You need to provide enough power to both of these switches to run the whole string of lights. Now here I only have 6, so that's 12 units. So it's not that much, but if you've got, say, 30, 40 lights in your base and you're using nearly 100 units of power to run them, having to have 200 units, one for each of these switches, is really dumb. So hopefully you understand that and agree, and I'm not even going to finish wiring this because that would be dumb. So the other way to do this is you still have an OR switch on these two switches, but instead we're going to grab a branch, we're going to grab ourselves an AND switch, and this is the more efficient way of doing this. Take that OR switch, put it in one side of the AND, now we're going to take a main power branch and run it to the other side. So I'm going to bring my main power in here, drop another branch down here, tap some power off. Now here's my branch that runs my two switches. Now you got to do some math here. You need, in order for this to work, your main power is coming into one side of the AND switch, so you need A and B. So you need 1 unit of power right here coming from this or this in order to finish this circuit and turn on the lights. So let me wire that up so you can see they're not on right now. So you need 1 here, you need 1 for this, that's 2, you need 1 for the switch, that's 3. So you need 3 units coming into each of these. So the branch here is going to be 3, I need 3 left over, that's 6, plus 1 unit for this guy, so I got to tap 7 units off of here. Now, if you turn on either of these switches, you have completed 1/2 of the OR, which provides that 1 leftover unit to the AND. When you have A and B, the AND switch takes the larger amount of power, not the 1. It takes the 98 or 97 coming in this side, and boom, there you go. Lights are on. So that's the efficient way to do this, but you'll notice that if this one's at your entrance and say this one's at the back door, if you turn this on at the entrance, you can't turn the lights off at the back door. You have to go back up to your entrance to turn them off. So if either of these are on, the lights are going to be on. Well, that's annoying. So here's a different way to do this that's a little bit more efficient and a little bit easier to do. I'm going to get rid of the manual switches here and the AND. And instead, chuck these overboard because I don't need them. I'm going to grab a memory cell and 2 timers for the switches. Now check this out. Memory cell, timer at your front door, timer at your back door. Same configuration. You're still going to run 3 units of power into each of these. You're still going to run them into the OR switch. But you're going to run this OR switch into the toggle. The toggle's relatively new. It wasn't here before the last wipe, so if you haven't used it before, anytime you apply power here, it's going to switch the memory cell from left to right, from inverted to output. So what you do is you run your output over to your lights. This is like your main power now. And the way you turn this on is by hitting either of these. I'm going to set them to 1 second because their default is 10, so screw that. So now you come in your front door, you hit it, it toggles for 1 second, but that turns on the memory cell. Memory cell stays on until you hit the toggle again. Now you can do that at your front door while you're leaving. Now it's off. But let's say you came in your front door, turned them on, and now you're leaving through your back door. Boom, turns them off. So there, Ali, is your solution that is not only efficient, but smart. Now you do need timers, which means, gears, and you do need a memory cell, which if you haven't found it yet, go find it. Some of these are not quite as easy to find on vanilla, but this is the situation you would ideally want. And the cool part about this, you could put more AND switches, and you could put more timers and have switches all over your base. Just remember to add one more unit of power out of your input branch here anytime you expand this further. So if you put a third switch, you're going to need 4 units of power on the next 2 in order to have enough to make it back. You always have to have 1 unit of power make it back to that toggle input. But this should solve your 2 switch in different location ability to turn on your lights and then turn them off from another location. Dig? Bonus, if you happen to have RF components, get yourself a handheld transmitter and then put an RF receiver on one of your toggles here, and then you can turn your lights on and off anywhere you go using your handheld remote. Boom. Good luck, and don't suck.